an interesting wee comment you made during the week, Fran. You said that there to be no more mistakes. And can you tell us what you meant by that?
Well, I thought the last games against Glasgow City we got too much punishment for our little mistakes. I think we deserve more in both games, and that leaves us 6 points behind then. So no more mistakes allowed. We cannot fail anymore, and we have to try to get maximal points for the games we have left.
Maybe you could look at it another way and say we were just very unlucky in both those games. Glasgow City with 6 points certainly didn't merit that. And probably we could have got 4 points out of those games. And with 2 more games against them in the league, we must turn that around, because it's been quite a while since we've beaten them in the league, although we've very good runs in the cup against them.
Yeah, last time we beat them in the league, it actually didn't count. So we've been unlucky. But the thing when you are unlucky is you cannot control about that. So we don't like to blame luck. We know we weren't perfect. We know we had mistakes in both games, although we controlled the game very well. But we didn't control the most important thing, that was the final result. And we dropped 3 points that arguably we should have got. So we need to make sure we are better next time. But right now, obviously, we are talking about Rangers, and it's another massive game, another very difficult game against probably still the favourites despite the position on the table, and we know we have to be at our very best to try to get the 3 points.
You played a defensive formation when we played just before Christmas against them, and it almost paid off. We got a 0-0 draw. Then in the most recent game, we blew them away 3-0. What's going to be in your thoughts for this game in terms of how the team's going to set up?
If I respond to that question, David Malky is gonna know. So I tell you privately. No, you will see the approach, but definitely, I think when we first played them, they were in an extremely good form. We thought the most important thing was not to lose, try not to concede. But then, the next time was at our home, in front of our fans, and we have to risk and go for everything. Now they are not unbeaten anymore. They have lost a game. So it's not this 1.5 year without losing a single league game. So now I think it's more a 50-50. Still, there are maybe slightly favourites, but it's a 50-50 game, and we will give it a go. We will give it a go and see if we can get the 3 points. But if we are going to be more offensive and more defensive, we will find out on the day.
2 of your signings in January, Hannah Kerner and Tash and Ross has made Flint has made such an impact, and both could be decisive in this title race, especially with the goal threat both seem to possess.
Yeah, that's why we signed them. There are top players. We say when we sign them and we announce them that they add a lot of quality, and they add different options from what we had before. We will also announce another player who again is going to make a massive impact from here till the end of the season. It will probably be announced this week, hopefully. And yeah, this is what we signed them. Bring something else and make us much more competitive, and make our training and our fighting for places much more competitive, which means we are being able to get the best from each player. If you see, players are playing at a very high level, and even players coming from the bench, like is the case, for example, Hannah, Lou in the last game against Hearts, maybe making a massive impact. So yeah, very happy with the squad. They seem to be in great spirits. They are training. Yesterday's session was outstanding, and we are hoping that we can put this top performance on Sunday.
Last one from me, Fran. Bit of history on Monday night. It's the first time that a league match, SWPL league match, is going to be broadcast live on Sky. Last time there was a sizable Celtic support there cheering you on. Are you encouraging the fans to come along on Monday night, or do you think most will just prefer to sit and watch on TV?
Well, I guess some will watch at TV, but I think if you are in Glasgow, of course, I will encourage our supporters to come and watch us. They've been fantastic this year. Even last game in Edinburgh against Hearts, they were singing for 90 minutes. You can hear them now every game. In the last away game at Hamilton, exactly the same. So not only home games, but they are supporting us away. And I'm expecting another big crowd of Celtic fans. And obviously after the game, we will go and say hello like we always do. And hopefully we can celebrate the win together.
I was just going to say that you must take confidence from the last time you played against Rangers with a 3-0 win.
Yes, obviously it was a very good result. Very good fight to keep the clean sheet, even in the times where we didn't have so much control in the game, because obviously they are a very good team. But I was so proud of the performance of the players. Once again, the players that started did fantastic, and the players that came from the bench again did fantastic and help us to keep this clean sheet that give us a lot of belief and a lot of confidence coming the next game. But we know against them is always a very difficult game. For me, one of the most difficult games, if not the most difficult game that we have left.
It's a tough run of fixtures now we're into the split, but how important is it that you guys take maximum points from almost every game?
Yeah, obviously we know if we win, it's 10 games, we know if we win all of them, we are champions. So this is our aim. Of course, that would be the same aim of the other top two teams. So, we have the top three, we have the same aim. It's going to be very tough. Our history this year has been very good against Rangers, but not so good against Glasgow City for different circumstances. And we know we have to take one game at a time, and the first one is on Monday. So for us, it's massive 3 points to carry on depending on ourselves. The problem if we don't win is still possible to achieve our dreams, but that will be depending on others, and we don't want that to happen. So we will do our very best to make sure we win the game.
You said there about you think that Rangers are maybe favourites going into the match. What makes you say that?
For me, obviously, financially they are miles away of everyone else. I think they got a huge squad. I think they got so much talent in the squad. I think players coming from the bench as well are almost as good as the players playing. Maybe they have a little bad run of form after Christmas, but for me they're still a top team and the team to beat. I know the table doesn't say that, but for me, is the game I think we are going to find more difficult. Many games are going to be difficult, but this is going to be extremely difficult. So, in my opinion, it's still the team to beat.
Okay. And you guys have scored 90 goals this season in the league. You must be happy with the range of different scorers you have. Obviously, Caitlin popping up with the double in the last time you played Rangers. Yeah,
it's fantastic. I say that many times. Like last year, probably we rely a lot in our centre forward. But this year, goals are coming from the number 10s, from the wing backs, from the centre backs, from the sixes. It's incredible, really. I think pretty much every player in the squad has a score, or most of them have a score this year, and this is incredible because you don't rely on one player to have a good day. Like the other day, two of the goals come from a centre back in corners, and that give us a lot of options and make opposition very difficult for them to defend against us.
Just lots of this has been covered, but I wanted to go back to the set pieces, and that's been really crucial for us this season. We've had a lot of success from set pieces, including in that last game. How much, it could be a real differential between us and the other top teams in this league. How much do you focus on it in training?
We focus every single week. We work with it every single week. Normally, we put a lot of details. We got David Haley specifically from Monday until Sunday. He's working specifically with more things, but specifically with set plays, attacking and defending. Our defending record of set plays is fantastic, and our attacking record is even better. So yeah, I think set plays are very important in modern football. Set plays and transition give you around 70% of the goals. So it's very important aspect to focus on. I think because of the high we have in the team, especially with the additions now of Tas Flynn and the high we have and the timings, which give you working every single week, give you a better timing. I think we've been fantastic in set plays, especially the last game against Rangers. Probably for me, the two set plays were key, to get this great result. So yeah, don't get me wrong. The other two teams are very good in set plays as well, especially attacking. So I think it's not a lot of difference between the three teams, but I think we are a little bit better, and hopefully we show it once again on Monday.
David touched on it Monday night so that it can be broadcast on Sky. That's a little bit unusual for your normal routine. Is that had an effect on training in any way this week?
Today we are off. We are never off on a Friday, but today we are off because obviously we have a lot of load from the last two games, from the last two training sessions. Sorry, yesterday training session was outstanding. I was so happy with the application and the quality of the players. So today we are off, and then we do our normal -2, -1. I can answer that on Monday to see how good it went. It's an unusual week, but hopefully we got it right because it's the first time we experienced that. Hopefully we got it right, and then we see a good performance and a good result. But so far, I couldn't ask for anything, especially yesterday's session. I couldn't ask for anything more from the players.
And it was mentioned just before the Celtic crowd being there on Monday and how important that will be. But Broadwood's quite an intimidating atmosphere for a derby like this. You've talked before about the sort of psychology of the team, and how have you prepared in that way for Monday for kind of taking on the experience as well as the actual game?
Yeah, I think last time we weren't intimidated. Obviously, they at the time they had an unbelievable form, and we just didn't want to concede, didn't want to lose. I think we were intimidated. We respond fantastic to their pressure from the fans or even from the team. We defend perfect, absolutely perfect. We almost won the game in the last corner with Kaelin action. So I don't think we were intimidated, but it's true. It's a very difficult place to go. I say before, for me, we have so many difficult games, but that's probably the most difficult game that we have left. So we have to go there and approach the game like we did the last time, hopefully with more chances, hopefully with more possession, and hopefully with more fans, because as you know, when we have there our fans, the girls always play much better. They feel this support, they feel this 12 man, and we are always better. So hopefully it's a big crowd, and the one that cannot go to Broadwood, hopefully they watch it from TV.
Yeah, you said that maybe one of the trickiest fixtures will face post-split. Is it good to have it first?
I don't know. I would like to have it a little bit later on, not the first fixture after a split, because of that reason. Because for me is the trickiest one. It's a game that everyone expects us to win because how the result went. But I know for me, and I said that to the players, for me it's a 50-50 where they are probably the favourites. So it's going to be a very, very difficult game. But it is when we have to play them anyway. We have to play them, so there is never a good time to play Rangers. But we have to play them now in the first one, and we need to make sure we win. Definitely, we are looking forward to play the game, and we believe in our chances of getting the 3 points.
Just finally, before I go, any availability issues for Monday at this point? Are there any players apart from the ones that we definitely know about? We saw Chloe Craig coming back into the squad at the weekend.
Yeah, no. Obviously, Rachel Johnston is in the last stages of recovering, and then Lucy obviously she's gonna miss the rest of the season. The rest of the players are fully fit and ready for selection. And on top of that, we will probably announce a player at some point, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. We depend when the paperwork come. But hopefully that player, another new player, would be available for Rangers. So, which give us again a lot of strength and one more weapon to the team. So, yeah, everyone for selection. So it's gonna be tough to pick the 11 and the squad.